Yep, Space Jam: The Legacy came out, so I went back and revisited this classic right here. Very near, very dear to my heart. I already talked about it a bit in the trailer for Space Jam: New Legacy, but that's for the next video. I'm talking about Space Jam this time around. Classic, man. Like this is that movie. If turn that turn. Oh, okay. Yeah. So this is that movie. If you were a '90s kid, like I was, like I don't mean teenager or no. If you weren't a '90s kid, I was 5 years old in '96, so I love this movie. Ever since then, my favorite basketball player, the Looney Tunes. Come on, man. What's not to love here? Oh man. I just had a ball with this movie. Both viewings, like I always do. I haven't really watched this in a while. I had it on TV in the background a few times, really over the last year, but I haven't really watched it like some years. And as an adult, uh, it's even funnier to me. I know a lot of people wasn't. Again, you had to be a '90s kid to get it. Okay, if you weren't a '90s kid, you weren't gonna like this. So, what this is a semi autobiographical account of Michael Jordan's first retirement in '93, his turn to baseball, and then his big return in what 95 back to basketball. So that's what this was. And obviously, he didn't play basketball in space against aliens with the Looney Tunes in reality. But I mean, aside from that, yeah, that actually happened. You know, and this whole thing here, this whole franchise, a lot of people are forgetting, especially when you talk about the sequel. This franchise started with a commercial. This first movie is a commercial. The sequel, holy crap, is a commercial. Again, next movie. So that ain't no. But anyway, I mean, I don't know I know I said this. I don't know what's not to like about this movie. I mean, all of my favorite basketball players, a few of their original Dream Team was in there from '92. Just yeah, I get the cameos from Patricia Heaton from Raymond, who like by phone just told me she's 3 years clean and sober. That's awesome. And then I looked at Hank Azaria next to her, who's like a lot of voices on The Simpsons, so that's cool. Yeah, the movie's hilarious. Still is. My goodness. And you hear the music. That's the big thing. This had the perfect soundtrack, man. And yes, this movie is so 1996, and that's why I love it. Everything about it is 1996. Okay. I mean, it was for the most part a good year. Independence Day, The Arrival with Charlie Sheen, Space Jam. Unfortunately, we lost Tupac, but what we got here, man? My goodness, man. And Michael Jordan as an actor, not the best, obviously, but you know what? He was good. He was really good. I thought it was good. Not like award good, but good, which is a stark contrast to the sequel. But that's the next one. Uh, and Bill Murray, my goodness, Bill Murray. I didn't get it when I was smaller. I didn't know who the hell Bill Murray was. I hadn't saw Ghostbusters yet, or Groundhog Day, or anything like that. So I didn't know who that was. As an adult, I know who that is. He's hilarious in this. My goodness. All right, trying to make sure I don't go to the next song because that's that one song that did not age well from the soundtrack. But yeah, and Wayne Knight from All Kind of Stuff is in this. He's hilarious in this. Uh, all the basketball players get a good laugh out of me, especially Muggsy Bogues, who's underrated as a player, man. And I think just a bit as an actor, some of the basketball players were just saying lines where I think he was kind of trying, because when they lost their powers, he was like, at least y'all are tall, but I'm just another short guy. And the way he said it, like, I didn't have a growth spurt till after high school, so I was 4'9" in high school. So that resonated with me. It did. Like I like Bugsy Bowles. Not a big dude. Not a tall dude. He could play. He could dunk. He was really good at this. Hey, I caught it. Oh, like he said, was happy to be there. He really put some kind of effort into it. He was one of the standouts aside from Jordan that I really like. Charles Barkley trying to emote is the funniest thing ever. It really happened. No, listen, it really happened. I'm not Frank Caliendo, but I think that was a good Charles Barkley. It's awesome. It really is. I'm just marking out here. And I didn't talk about the Looney Tunes. I'm like, oh wait. Before you get to the Looney Tunes, the jokes that went over my head as a child. There's one that I almost did as an adult when Daffy and Bugs Bunny are talking about renegotiating their contract. And they're like, yeah, we're getting screwed here by our manager. Like, okay. But the one that really went over my head as a kid, where like each of the players, after they lost their powers to the Monstars, they go through all these medical tests and they go to therapy and they're talking to this therapist and the therapist asks Patrick Ewing, are you able to perform anywhere else? And Patrick Ewing's like, what? Yeah. So this children's movie, this family movie, wants you to know that even though Patrick Ewing lost his talent, they couldn't properly take a sip of anything, that his dick still works. This movie wanted you to know. Yeah. And yeah. And Larry Bird too was just funny. Not the best actor, but he was hilarious. Him and Bill Murray were funny in the end, man. My goodness. My goodness, man. Anyway, okay, the Looney Tunes. They were the Looney Tunes, man. Big fan since I was a kid. Still am. Uh, like they were all really, most of them, just really funny, really good. Bugs Bunny. Even as a kid, I knew that wasn't Mel Blanc. I knew who Mel Blanc was back then. I had an inkling of who that was. Like all I knew was that there was this guy who did all the voices of the Looney Tunes, and like he was in a car accident, and the only way to communicate with him was by talking to him as one of those characters. That's how he would respond until he came out of his coma. That's all I knew. I knew at 8 that minute. All I knew in '96. I knew this wasn't the original Bugs Bunny, and I knew then that the guy doing the voice was Doug. I was like, that's Doug from Nickelodeon. From Nickelodeon's Doug, not the Disney. Nickelodeon's Doug. Like that's Doug. That's Billy West. Like tell us him, but he does a good job. He does not come back in the sequel. But yeah, all the voice actors mostly did a good job. Up until today, I thought like basketball players played the Monstars. They got all big. Nope, it's just really well established actors playing the Monstars, and they do a good job. I really thought the small red one, was Muggsy Bogues doing the voice. Sound just like him. Like he's the one who took Muggsy Bogues. To the good job. This TK Carter from the OG Mod Squad, man. He's one of the high tops of Steve Harvey show from back in the '90s, man. So yeah, uh, man. So yeah, all the Looney Tunes were funny, and except for one. This one was the debut of Lola Bunny, who was nothing less than annoying in this movie. Even back then, I'm like, what? Who's this? 'Cause I didn't recognize her. This was her debut. I'm like, who's Lola Bunny? And why is she? What is this? Like as a kid, I didn't get it. As an adult, I still don't. Like, who's that for? I know a lot of people love that animated girl from Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. That animated Chipmunk girl. People love her. So like what you like. But Lola, I never got it because she just had no personality, man. She existed to give Bugs boners. That's what she existed for. No kind of personality, nothing. And she likes to quote Barbarella, which why in Space Jam would you want to quote Barbarella? Why? Like, she's all, like, because I like to call her doll. She always goes, doll. Don't ever call me doll. Like, blowing her ears out of the way like it's her hair, like Pamela Anderson did to Barbarella when somebody called her babe. Like, what? Why is that a thing? That's like my one problem with the movie is Lola. She got skilled on the court, but she poor in the scrap otherwise. So, but yeah, this movie, it's an obvious, because I'm a 90s kid. I get it. I was there for it. 10 out of 10. A plus. A plus movie. It still is. Still makes me laugh to this day. Like I said, I watched it twice. Laughed like both times. Okay. So yeah. And this is on HBO Max, like the sequel. It's also on Hulu. There you go. The soundtrack, like I said, perfect. Perfect soundtrack. Mostly that one song didn't age well, but you know. But yeah, yeah. Well, I just looked at the soundtrack, two songs while this dude. So two songs didn't age. Other than that, it's perfect. Perfect.